Okay, so this is the day before I start my 10-day juice fast. I'm starting it on April Fool's Day, fitting perhaps, just tomorrow. And I did not go down and get the provisions. I will do that tomorrow, I would imagine. Um, I had some work to do this afternoon, which preempted that, but I have enough juice in the house to get a good start. You know, always when I start a juice fast, there's a lot of food, a lot of vegetables and fruit left over from my eating that I can throw in the juicer. And I have a lot of carrots. I can at least get a carrot juice in before I, go down to the store and get the rest of the provisions. So that's good. But the main reason I wanted to jump on pre-juice is because the other thing I did that preempted my shopping trip was I actually exercised again. I've exercised every day, and I'm purposefully attempting to do this. The rec center's closed. If I am on a normal schedule, I usually jump over to the rec center, but it's very easy. I also shower there, which gives me a dual purpose, and maybe go into the sauna, which is really an upgrade, or the whirlpool. So I'm not doing that. So to actually use my treadmill, to watch the body coach, to do the yoga on the mat in the small house, make space. I had to shift all these boxes onto the table because they were in the middle of my exercise area. It's an extra effort, and but I have a really good book to listen to while I do it. And I lost my Bluetooth last week. I misplaced it somewhere, so I have to shift my laptop into the bedroom so I have the ability to hear this book as I exercise, because I'm on the treadmill for an hour, and without some diversionary material, I tend to lose steam. And this book is getting to be so good. Big Brother, the one about the obese brother, and it's really an incredibly insightful book, and I would highly recommend it to one and all on the subject of food in our culture. And I think it is an overlooked topic to get really, to where we are at as a culture, and to do it in a fiction setting. It's very profound and very entertaining. It's a very easy read. In fact, all of her books that I've read so far are the type of books that you just want to keep reading. Like the first time I listened to or read The Firm by John Grisham is, one of those page turners where you just want to keep going. But the other thing that I'm getting from exercising is that we are on, what's the word? Shutdown. National, international, global shutdown at the moment. And exercise for me at its best allows me to transcend my environment and to actually, let's just say, reach a heavenly realm without going anywhere. To transcend the feeling that I started at, and to get that natural high. I guess that's the kind of phrase that I first heard from a friend of mine who was a runner, and he said he would always get that natural high, and I'd never gotten that from exercising. And over the years, when I took up running in earnest and on a daily, basis, I too shared in that natural high through something that was also good for me, and helped keep my appetite in check, but also just did wonders for my mood. Is exercise, which Rich Roll defines as, and David Goggins in their conversation define, or maybe it wasn't David Goggins, but it was somebody Rich Roll had on, said they define exercise as when you sweat, like anything that makes you sweat. So that's kind of a simple benchmark. And when I got to, exercise, every day or many days a week. Mood improved, and but the other part of it is that I'm actually, as I lay down afterwards and I feel that kind of release of like transcending, really shifting the way I feel and feeling so much better, and just a feeling of getting out. Like I got out, I got out of the atmosphere that holds me down, that was holding me down. I transcended the atmosphere and gravity. I overcame gravity. And so that's the other part of why I'm doing it every day, to get out, to just escape. It's an escape, and a palpable, visceral escape. So that's what I wanted to say today. And, it did occur to me that one of the reasons that one would include exercise, especially if, you're home, there's always YouTube, and there's lots of exercise videos on YouTube that we can do. There is almost no excuse not to exercise. Most of us can carve a space large enough to do aerobic exercise. In one of Lionel Shriver's books, she talked about one character who was 72, and she was actually living in the attic, and they kept hearing this banging, and eventually they found out that she was doing 3,000 jumping jacks a day, and she was in good shape. That's really simple. That really keeps it as low tech as possible. Low space, low tech. If one would do 3,000 jumping jacks every day, that's a workout. And you don't need a lot to do it, except resolve. And hopefully at some place, around 1,000 jumping jacks, you start to feel differently. And maybe at the end you feel much better. So that's it. Tomorrow's first day of the juice fast, April 1st, day 1. And I'm really looking forward to it. Everything that I've done in terms of my calculation make me happy that I have stuck with my plan, irregardless of the traffic that's kind of the mental traffic that's shifting mostly around the internet and in my phone conversations with people. The subject, it's like kind of like we're all on the OJ trial now. I remember when the OJ trial was going on, at least we were all on the same page at work, and you could just kind of drop an offhand comment about, Chris Dawson or whoever the public defender was, or the DA. I think it was the DA. No public defenders involved. That was Johnny Cochran. And all you had to do was just hit a little phrase, and everybody was on the same page. Everybody had an opinion. Everybody was glued to the TV. So we're having that kind of OJ moment here globally. But what does that really do for me? It's like, with this experience, there's certain things I need to abide by, and I get it. I got the memo. I've made the adjustments, but I have other plans, and I have other things to do, and I'm going to do them, as long as I can. So anyway, so that's it. I hope everybody's sticking with their plans, because it's important. It's very important. Talk later.